Hi crafters, it's Karen. Welcome to my second scrapping off the rack process video. I am using this paper stack from Recollections called Sunlight Galore, and it's just such a pretty beach themed paper collection, perfect for summer, all the bright colors and just so pretty. And here I'm showing you some of the Recollections embellishments that I considered using for this layout. So I'm starting off with a sheet, and I'm using a piece of brown cardstock. I believe it's craft paper as my to layer my paper on. And I must have thought I was already recording, because as you can see, my photo is already layered and matted, so I'm sorry about that, but it's just I matted it with different pieces of paper from the collection. I also am using this die cut that I picked up from Tuesday morning from Doris Die, and it's called Swirl Border with Accents, and I just felt like it had a wave look to it. So here I'm trying to figure out some more layers to put behind that picture, and I just love this picture. I took a couple of photos of this. This is a picture of Alyssa and Jennifer, my stepdaughter, and we had all gone to the beach, and Alyssa and I took a walk up the beach, and then when we were walking back, Alyssa spotted her mother standing there in the water, and she just took off running towards her mommy. It was so cute, and in the photo you could see her little footprints just trailing away towards her mom. It was just really adorable. So and I used a filter with this photo also, where only Jennifer and Alyssa are clear, and like the rest of the background is kind of blurred out. I forgot what you call that feature, but anyway, it came out really sweet. So here I'm trying to figure out some more layers, and then I wanted to use turquoise, this bluish turquoise paper, but I didn't want to mat my photo on it because I felt like that would be too much. Even though it was a great match to my photo, I felt like it would bring in too much blue to where it would be imbalanced. So I decided to just layer this blue cardstock onto my craft paper and then put my background, sheet there. And I feel like that was just enough to bring in that blue and make it stand out a little bit more, And I thought for interest, I thought I'd tear the side here. I'm spraying a little with water so that it would tear easier. And I'm rolling it back, and I'm thinking I'm going to put one of the cut apart pieces from the paper pad in there. And at first I feel like I'm going to use this particular photo. It's really sweet picture, and they have it so that it looks like a Polaroid, but in the end, after I cut it down and make it after I make it work, I feel like it doesn't work, so I don't use it. And I find another die cut that or cut apart piece from the paper pad that works a lot better there in that open spot. So I just didn't feel like it was big enough. And then that piece there, it says the sun in pool and lounge, and then it has all the right colors on that little cut apart piece. So I decided to use that instead, and I feel like that works really, really well. So as you can see, I mostly used some scraps to map my photo on different pieces from the paper pad. bringing in some of the yellows. And then I wanted to use some of this cheesecloth just to give it a soft, give the layout a soft element, just to kind of play off the surf, you know, when the waves come in, that white foam, when the waves come in on the surf. I felt like, you know, the cheesecloth would, you know, mimic that a little. And there's that die cut from the Doris die, and it is just so pretty. I love the shape of it. I love the the look. It looks like a wave there, so I'm definitely going to use that. And then these circles are from an Elizabeth, what's it called? Elizabeth Designs, Craft Designs. Those the circle die cuts. So I use those and kind of like bubbles as well. I'm using my sticky back foam as dimensional, you know, dimensional tape to set my photo mat up off the layout a little bit. Now I want to position this die cut so that it, you know, looks like, gives the illusion of waves. You know, I felt like that shape worked really well for this particular photo. I'm using my Scott's Quick Dry adhesive to adhere it in the fine line bottle, and I just love that. That cardstock is the same color as the sky in the photo, so it just works real nice. And because I popped up my photo and the photo mat, the swirl wouldn't sit flush, so I had to snip it so that, as you can see, the bottom would sit, you know, below. It's hard to explain, but I think you know what I mean. And there's the bubbles. I wanted those bubbles to be underneath the cheesecloth, and then I'm going to put some more bubbles above the cheesecloth and kind of give it a little bit more dimension there. And again, I'm using the Scott's Quick Dry to adhere this die cut because it's so thin. The fine line bottle really is really worth it for die cuts like these, fine die cuts like this. So these are the different Recollections embellishments that I, you know, considered using. I knew I wanted to use seashells, and I decided to go with these whimsical seashells because of the colors. I felt like the colors matched the colors of my layout and the, you know, the colors of the layout. You know, the whimsical touch there. The as you can see, those seashells are peach with some like turquoise foil on them. They're really cool. They look like they've been sketched out, sort of. I've had them for quite a while, and I felt like they worked well with this layout. They're more playful than the realistic looking dimensional seashells that Recollections has. So I felt like they worked better. And then here's some more bubbles that I'm wanting to put somewhere. I felt like that other swirl, even I guess it looks good now that I'm looking at it, but at the time I felt like if I added another one of those swirls, it would have been too much. So I'm just adding another one of the bubbles die cuts, and these those are cut from the designer paper, from the paper from the collection, or the paper pad. So here I'm kind of making a border with these dimensional shells. And this is another die cut that I thought that I would use, and here I outline it so that it would match the sketchy look of the seashells and everything. And I had used my paper punch to punch this out. It says "Enjoy the Sun," But in the end, I just don't find the right place for it. Even though the color works and everything else, I set it aside for another layout. And I wanted these leaves that I have from another die. I wanted to work those leaves in as well, but they just didn't work. And here's another die cut. It says Fun and Sun, and I love the colors. It goes from violet to lavender down to yellow. It's just like a ombre effect, and I just thought it was pretty and went with the colors and the feel of the layout. So I'm going through some of my other die cuts and embellishments and trying to decide what is going to work. I'm going to use these little dimensional hibiscus, I think they're hibiscus embellishments from Recollections, and these are like they're on a acetate, like colored acetate hibiscus. They're very, very cool embellishment. And they come in different colors, orange and pink and yellow, and so the colors definitely worked with my layout. I wanted to use this particular cut apart piece where it says beach, but I didn't want to use the whole card, so I'm going to fussy cut the word out, and I love that retro look. You know, for a beach themed layout, this one definitely has more of a youthful, playful look about it, more than a serious beach undertones, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but it's more youthful and playful than some of my other beach themed layouts, which I thought was fun because it's a picture of Alyssa, so I feel like it worked. So I'm layering that die cut up there, beach, on dimensionals. And I'm just poking it around, trying to see if what else will work here. Now this is the title. I'm going with Meet Me in the Sunshine, which, comes from these thickers. I don't have them in front of me, but I think they're Amy Tan. I'm not sure. But I couldn't get the placement right. I mean, it was the perfect title for this particular layout, and because it was so big, I had trouble placing it. Now, I know this is a scrapping off the rack video where I'm trying to use all of my embellishments and the paper pad that comes from Recollections, but for the titles, of course, I'm going to use my thickers, so I'm giving myself permission to use thickers from American Crafts for my titles. So here I play with this title over and over again. I just can't seem to get it right. Finally, I just go, and give up on it. See? You'll see. See, I just don't have the patience to move it around anymore, so there it's going to live. Now I'm bringing in some more of the X's there just to tie in that gold foam a little bit. I'm using some of the Recollections gold paint spray. Is it called paint shimmer spray? I got it last year. It's a Recollections spray, and it has such a beautiful shimmer to it. I just love it. I like it better than the Heidi, is it Heidi Swap? Color Shine. It just goes on so beautifully. It gives such a nice shimmer. So I'm liking the way this is coming out. This layout comes out a lot more busy than I had planned, but that's all right. I stuck a little pineapple there, and I'm trying to see if another piece will die cut or cut apart piece will fit anywhere, or another shell will fit anywhere, and it doesn't. After I finished filming the video, I did go back and I did add some enamel dots. I did add a camera clip, and I did sketch an outline around the layout in like a sketchy doodle, and you'll see that in the photos coming up. So, oh, look, you do see me use the enamel dots. I forgot. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me for this scrapping off the rack video. Thank you for your support. I'm so glad you all are enjoying these, and I hope they inspire you to get out your paper collections. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.